still there? To delete this message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. What are you talking about?
Hey guys, welcome to the One About podcast, where we have cool conversations with cool people. I'm your host, TJ Dunn, and today, well actually it was yesterday, I rearranged my room and I helped my mom make some of the most fire cheese dip in existence, probably ever in the world. I mean, needless to say, I also shaved and got cleaned up a little bit on the side. You know, you see, if you're watching the YouTube video, you see, left a little chin hair like Patrick Mahomes, but you know, it is what it is. But needless to say, I feel accomplished. This is probably like the most productive I've been in one day since quarantine started like 3 weeks ago. Actually, if I'm being honest, it's probably the most productive I've been in like a month or two. If I'm not,
Yeah, that sounds right.
where I'm at work. But anyways, I know you didn't come to listen to me talk about how productive I've been in one day. But I hope that listening to this podcast or watching this episode on YouTube makes your day 1% better than when you started. Joining me this week are two of my good friends, Josh Spann and Michael Ingle. They've been on previous episodes, and the last time we all three got together, and we created something really magical. It was probably the best podcast episode
That was pretty fun.
that I have. It was so much fun. It was so good. It's the most listened to episode we have so far, so that's good. But yeah, if you haven't listened to it yet, I suggest you go listen to it. It's called The One About High School, but that's not what we're here for. But welcome, Josh and Michael. It's good to have you guys back. How's life been? How's everything been going?
It's been pretty. I cleaned my room too. I thought that was crazy.
Nice.
I finally done laundry. It's been sitting here for like 3 weeks, really like 6 months, but I got around to doing it. So.
I feel that. You just let it sit on the floor like, I want to do it tomorrow. I got plenty of free time tomorrow, and then tomorrow hits, and you're like,
yeah, I mean, literally doing nothing.
It's like all the time in the world, I don't do anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I feel like that's a normal person thing to do, just to have the laundry down, and you just, I need this shirt today, I'll go wear it, and then you just forget about being there, and you don't do it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's weird.
I wake up, it was like 60, no, it was like 40 degrees this morning, but it's like I put on a long sleeve shirt and like pajama pants, but then like by 12 in the morning, right, to like 12 p.m., it was already like 70 degrees, so I already had to go change, but like the clothes weren't dirty, so I was kind of like,
your swimming trunks.
I know, I got piles of clean clothes just sitting on the like end of my bed. Don't even need to do laundry, so my everything's a mess, but I'm alive.
Hey, that's right. That's all you can ask for. Obviously, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can see that we're doing this on the website known as Zoom, which is where you can do online meetings with people virtually. It's pretty cool. And we're able to do this podcast on that. And, oh, crap, I just realized something.
Oh, you said a bad word.
I have to.
To the 3 people who are probably going to watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, when we come back, oh, wait.
What is this? You upgraded the meeting.
Is it this green box?
It's okay. Yeah, I just upgraded the meeting. It had the 40-minute thing, Zoom, on the top of it. It said, free gift, we've upgraded your thing. I said, love it. I got worried about that. That's what I was kind of freaking out about there for a second. If you're watching this on YouTube or on listening to this, sorry for that little interruption. But yeah, we're doing this on Zoom. And speaking of Zoom, they are our first unofficial sponsor of this week's episode. They paid me nothing, but they did just give me a free gift of upgraded meeting, which is nice. I appreciate
they already
that. So they are our unofficial sponsor, number 1 of this week's episode. And when we come back, we're going to get together and we're going to share some of our tips for quarantine. Because I know we've all been quarantining. I'll ask these guys how it's been going for them, maybe, and you know we'll make some magic happen. We'll see you guys when we come back.
Talking about.
And we are back, guys. So we're talking about, obviously we're on quarantine. That's why we're in the Zoom and we're not recording in person. But I know I've asked Josh about his quarantine in a past episode. How's your quarantine going, Ingle? Life? How's it going?
You can call it quarantine, but I still got to go to work, so it's not the same. But
yeah, I feel you.
I spend a lot of time playing video games, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I watch a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like I usually watch a lot of movies, but I've been watching a lot of TV now. So
now you've been watching TV, or like streaming services like Netflix?
Streaming service. Yeah, we don't even have cable anymore.
Okay,
all we have is
same here.
Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime. So.
What's your favorite out of all of them?
I think Disney Plus, just because they have more like good hits than anything else.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
that's true.
Like they have all the classics and then some new stuff. Where like Netflix has like all the classics. Well, they don't have all the classics. They have a few of the classics, but they also have a bunch of like original content.
Originals, which usually isn't that good.
Yeah. Now I will say
they really aren't.
Yeah, so, some of them are good.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is probably the best thing they've ever done. Stranger Things is the best.
That's like the best show. That's like number 2 behind Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's really good.
That's one of the best ones ever.
But anyways, we're going to move into some of our tips for quarantine. Because obviously you're here because you want to know what our opinion is on what you should do during quarantine. We'll give you some things that maybe we've done, some tips we have, and we'll get right into that. So we're going to start off with food recipes. So you're in quarantine. You got to know what to eat, right? Because half the stuff at the grocery store is gone already. You need to know what is a satisfying meal for me that I can have to enjoy my evening. And I know one recipe that I've had quite a bit during this is it's not what you would think of, but it's good. It hits the spot, hits you right where you need it. So you take some Cool Ranch Doritos, obviously already good by themselves, fantastic. And you take some Highland Dairy French onion dip. Okay.
Ooh.
And next, you take the Dorito right here, dip it into the dip right there in your mouth, just like that. Fantastic. Phenomenal.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds kind of.
For me.
I promise you, it's so good. I promise you. Like, I'll be sitting here.
Like, what's the apocalyptic nutrition facts to that? Like,
there's nothing nutritious about it at all, but it tastes good. It tastes good.
Like you can eat 5 and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what's the recipe you guys have had before I get into another one I have?
Well, I tried to make some banana pancakes, but it's like 2-ingredient pancakes.
Banana pancakes.
Do you
mash the bananas into the pancake batter?
No. So what you do, it's actually you just got to use eggs and pancakes, and so you like crack. I used 3 eggs. I cracked the eggs in the bowl, and like you ever seen the trick where you get like an empty water bottle and then you squeeze it and suck up the yolk? You ever seen that before?
I've never seen that, but
I've never seen that. So you just get. I don't put the cap on because I still got water in it. But you just get the bottle. You just go next to the yolk and you squeeze it, and it sucks it right up. And you put that in another bowl, and you whip the egg white until it gets like just totally white and fluffy, and then you whip up the egg yolk, and then you cut up bananas and you just mash it all together, and
it's like it's best of both worlds.
Yeah, easy.
Interesting. What about you, Michael? What's a recipe you've done?
I like to call this one convenience cheese. It's really just
Convenience
canned cheese. It's pretty good. You just spray it right in your mouth. No prep time. No, like that. You could as many cans as you buy, as many servings as you had. Just whenever you want
one
some
can
cheese,
is a serving.
Spray it in.
One can.
Yeah. Well, it really says 2 tablespoons, whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't know how to measure a tablespoon.
No.
But
oh goodness, that's
I thought mine was easy.
So that was my recipe.
I've got one more that I have. It's not necessarily.
That's all I've lived off of.
It's something. it's all I've lived off of. My blood is now Cheese Whiz at this point.
Dude, I swear. I don't know how.
Oh man, that's so funny. But I know something that I've done or that I do or have done. So I work and I get off on Thursdays. Now, it used to be Friday, so I got off Thursdays, 3-day weekend. Before I leave town, I will stop by Larry's Pizza, local pizza restaurant here, and I will get me a large pizza, but it's half buffalo chicken, and I've done half baked potato or half chicken bacon ranch, but it's always half buffalo chicken on one side, but half and half, and I take it home, and I've already eaten lunch, so I'm not hungry then, but then I'm able to eat that pizza like 2 slices at a time throughout the entire weekend, and I'm fed like the entire weekend for one meal, and I tell my family, like, I bought this, I put my name on it, y'all don't eat it, I got this, it's all me, and I eat it throughout the weekend, and it's
I got this.
Yeah, I got this. It's fairly cheap for when you think about how many meals it's going to get you, and it tastes good. It's good quality. It's Larry's Pizza. It's one of the best pizza restaurants in America.
Baked potato?
Their loaded baked potato pizza
baked
is
potato
fire.
Pizza. It is. It really is.
I've never even heard of that.
The only pizza. Like that's like the pizza they go there for. That and the chocolate chip.
So, but they're
Pizza.
buffalo.
Sounds
They're, no, for me
gross.
it's the buffalo chicken pizza. I love buffalo chicken already,
Yeah,
and the
that
buffalo
sounds
chicken
good.
pizza is fire. It is so good.
I just like cheese pizza.
I just like cheese
pepperoni.
pizza.
I
Cheese
do.
pizza.
I just like original
Canned
pizza.
cheese pizza.
Larry's canned cheese pizza.
That sounds
Larry's
good.
pizza does have a cheese Alfredo pizza that's really good. It's
That
really
sounds good. We don't have a Larry's anymore in East End.
Oh, y'all don't? Y'all had one at one point?
We did, but like now it's like a. I don't know. It's like it got bought out and they just changed the sign. But ever since they changed the sign, I haven't seen anybody there. So I
Oh,
don't know
that's
what's going on.
You should burn it down.
Let's not do that. Let's not do
I'm
that.
just, that's fine by
That's
me.
a hard
We
pass.
won't be losing much.
The burnt crust pizza.
The burger.
Sorry.
That's funny. But yeah, so also that brings it to a point of something you've been probably seen on social media around during this time is support your local businesses, as they don't have necessarily the money or the reserves to keep themselves and their employees afloat this time. So when you have an opportunity, support your local businesses, buy some food, buy a gift card, do whatever you can. Even if it's just stopping and getting a drink, every little bit helps your local businesses. So do that.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a podcast, and they were talking about support local, and one of the guys was like, "Yeah, support local." I went down to my Wendy's that was real by my local neighborhood Wendy's and got some food.
Yeah.
It's very local.
Same. That's what me and Walmart. I'm supporting my local Walmart.
But anyways,
supporting that my local.
you guys got any
Sonic.
more recipes you got or anything?
I don't
Nothing
sit on
that works.
recipes. I mean, that's all I've been eating is cheese.
Canned cheese.
Yeah, I've been eating food from Walmart, so I don't cook much. I cook it and I mess up. Like I made those banana pancakes, and the recipe works. You just got to do it right. I didn't do it right.
I got you.
They,
I can give recipe for this
burnt
fire
it.
cheese dip we made last night.
Cheese.
So basically, cheese dip. So it's like 2 blocks of Velveeta, the rectangle blocks. You cut those up. You go down. So you stand the block up like this.
Yeah.
Cut it down, and then make a cross, and then you turn on its side, and you chop, 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 chop. Get little blocks. Throw it in a crock pot. Get 2 of those. Put it in there. Take some Rotel. We had like 4 little tiny cans of Rotel. Boom, pop that in there. Put some taco seasoning on top of that, and then we ground some hamburger meat while the cheese and everything was cooking or melting. Added some milk to the cheese to make it a little thinner, so it's not super thick. Then we add the meat onto that, and we mixed it all together, so you get the best of both worlds. I actually have some right here. I was eating on just before the show. It's pretty fire.
Looks good. Looks like regular cheese dip.
Yeah, it's just regular cheese. Nothing special or fancy to it, but yeah. So
Looks like it's pretty good.
our next tip category, I'll call it, that I want to get to, is activities. So what are some activities that we can do during quarantine to keep ourselves entertained, and so we don't go crazy and just want to absolutely just lose it and just go crazy and go to a mental hospital or something. I know one thing that. I'll let you go first, Michael.
Well, I like to take advantage of the fact that no one's out, so they can't really see you, so you can go out and do the weird things that you never really got to do. I like to go around
everyone's
town
still going out because
around
everyone's stupid.
I know.
It's
It
retarded.
keeps on spreading.
When they see what I'm doing, they usually go back to their houses. I like to run around the streets on all fours, just go crazy.
I bet you look like a crackhead or something.
Oh man!
Exactly, that's what it is.
I was watching this YouTube video.
You could be sent to your own job.
And this guy was talking about how he was on his way to work, and he was driving his truck, and it was right after this big storm had come from the night before, and he's driving. It's dark outside because it's early in the morning, and all of a sudden this guy in a big hoodie, big old hood, and he's like long jeans or whatever, is walking on the sidewalk, hops out in front of him. He has to slam on his brakes and honk his horn at him. And the guy turns around, looks at him, doesn't even flinch, pulls off his hood, pulls back an arrow and shoots it like fake. There's no arrow.
No.
He acts like he's shooting a fake arrow.
He just made like the motion like he scored a 3-pointer or something.
Yes. And he said the guy said he looked like he had demon eyes, like he was on crack or something. People are weird, bro.
It's like people are getting crazier.
He almost hit Hawkeye.
Yeah. He just whoop, pow.
Yeah, I was listening to that, and that guy went on and kept on banging on every door.
After that he went and banged on a FedEx truck door. There was a FedEx truck parked on the side. He was banging on, pa 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 pa.
And it's not like the FedEx truck almost ran him over. It was just parked there. He just walked up to it.
I bet he's from Whitehall.
No, it's actually in Indianapolis, Indiana.
He can still be from Whitehall.
I bet he probably walked all that way.
He's a crackhead.
With his bow and arrow.
All that way. Oh my goodness. But so what's an activity? So Mike said he likes to go out and do weird stuff. I know. So But yeah, spending time outdoors, that is a good way to pass the time. Like you have a hammock, you go out in your backyard, or shoot some hoops
Did that
outside.
today.
Play catch by yourself. Arrow roulette. You get your entire family all stand in a circle outside. Shoot an arrow up.
Grown-ups too. Or grown-ups one.
Yeah, okay, grown-ups.
Oh man.
Love that movie.
But I know Michael was talking about how we all three together. We play video games together, whether it's Madden or Rainbow Six Siege or whatever. That's a good way, especially if you have friends on that. You can get on, you can talk to them, have someone to talk to.
You can't really call us friends.
Oh, okay,
we're associates. We're gaming associates.
They're all friends. I'm just the guy that comes and
team kills everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, TJ's on. Make the party private.
Yeah, that happens. There was this one time a couple days ago. 2 games in a row, my team kicked me from a game. My team was made up of all of my friends. One person starts to kick both, within seconds I'm gone. Within seconds I was gone. Both. So the first game happens, and then it starts again. The second game, I go, "No, you guys better not do this again." Second later, boop, I'm gone, and everyone just laughed at TJ. Don't worry,
classic.
My time will come.
It's easy to do.
They feel my wrath when I come in the next game and I shoot them with my gun.
Yeah, and then get kicked again.
Yeah, get kicked again.
Yeah.
But
get a 30-minute ban or something.
Another good thing that might help people get through this time, have a little bit of face-to-face contacts, like FaceTime. They have group FaceTime, so you can FaceTime like a whole bunch of people one time. I've done that a few times. It's pretty fun. It's a good way to communicate with other people whenever you're locked inside your house.
It's good to do stuff like this over Zoom too, because this is the first time I've done anything like that during the whole quarantine. Because I have an Android,
Oh yeah.
So this is the first time I've done anything like that. So it's good to do stuff like that because a lot of people can, but then again, a lot of people can't, like me.
Yeah.
So
if you're seeing Michael's screen right now and you see that profile picture, it's because he's doing it on his phone. But that is none other than
I am on my phone.
That's none
but I'm still listening.
Than the Nicolas Cage, Michael's favorite actor of all time.
That's not true. Bruce Willis, but
my bad.
Bruce close.
Die Hard. Come on, man.
But yeah, group FaceTimes are good just to be able to see people, or Zooms like this. I know our youth group, they've been doing a Zoom the past couple of Wednesday nights, just getting on there. We're just all talking and hanging out together. It's a good time. It's fun.
That's nice.
Another thing that you can do during this is you can watch movies or TV shows. Michael kind of alluded to that earlier. And there's all kinds of services out there. There's cable. There's illegal movie websites you can get on and watch movies for free if you avoid the viruses. There's all kinds of stuff you can do out there.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix is out there.
Hulu.
So I kind of want to get
Amazon Prime's got a lot.
So as you guys know, I like top 5 lists. I like to make top 5 lists for anything and everything. I really have a whole note on my phone dedicated to top 5 lists. You may not have known this, but now you do.
By the end of this series, you
all
have
this
like
top five lists.
These are all top 5 lists right here. Just keep it on going. I love to make top. I love to make top 5.
This is
podcast or something.
Yeah, this podcast is my hobby. But I want to get into your top 5 TV shows and movies. 2 separate lists. Two separate top 5 lists that you want to.
Well, why didn't you say that before? I put them together.
Oh, you did? Well, whenever you sent me the text about this, on the episode that you wrote, I was under the impression that it was separate. You can do your top 5.
You said I'm unprepared.
I'm gonna do my top. I got 6 anyway, so that's close enough.
Good. All right, you can do your 6. But so kind of your top 5 TV shows or movies you like to watch or you recommend for people to watch during this quarantine time, and tell them what service it's on, so that way they know if they can watch it or not, or how they can find it. So we'll let Michael start us off and go first since he has 6, and then me and Josh will get into it from there.
I want to start out with just like. I don't know. I've seen a lot about it on Instagrams and stuff, and I think that would be Holes would be the best. Number 1 on my list.
Holes.
It's on Disney Plus.
Classic.
Yes,
it's a good movie.
It is. It's good too. What's his name? Stanley Zelnatz. I rewatched it. It's got a lot of characters in there.
Shia LaBeouf.
I don't know. So yeah, so Disney Plus.
Oh, we're talking about Holes.
Yeah. 2 is. Number 2 is actually my new favorite movie, which would be End of Watch. It's on Netflix as well.
What's that about?
Heard of that. I never watched it.
It's about 2 cops. It's pretty good. You got to watch it. I don't want to spoil it.
Is it comedy or action, or how's that work?
It's action, comedy. It's funny.
You said it's got Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
real good. It's on Netflix.
It's got
So watch it after this podcast. It's got what's his name? The Mexican, the
It's got
Hispanic.
that Mexican guy
Lopez?
from Ant-Man.
No.
From Ant-Man, the Mexican.
From
Oh, the one from
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man? Oh, he's so
Yes.
good. He's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
You need
Yeah,
to.
it's
It's
got
on
him.
Netflix.
But he plays like a
You've got
serious
to watch
role.
it.
You remember
It's
whenever
sort of
the whole Avengers Endgame was coming out, people were saying that they should have a recap of the cinematic universe done by that guy because he tells all those stories in Ant-Man.
That'd be cool.
I was wanting that so
That'd be
much.
really cool.
I was wanting that so much, man.
That'd be the best part of the movie. That'd be funny.
That would have been great. What you got, Michael?
All right.
What's
Number
two?
3 is
Oh, yeah, number
Phineas
3.
and Ferb.
Oh yes, instant
It's on Disney
classic.
Plus. It's just
That show is so
because
good.
it feels like with this quarantine, how
Mhm.
long it is, it feels like 104 days.
104
Yep.
days of
of
summer vacation.
So
School
Mm,
comes along just to end
smart.
it.
I like that.
But the annual problem
So-
of our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe
I don't know the words. I was-
building
I
a
was just
rocket
listening.
or finding a mummy or climbing up the Eiffel Tower. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Discovering something that doesn't exist or building a monkey or giving a monkey a shower. Dun-dun-dun.
Yo,
Surfing tidal waves,
Yeah,
creating
you just-
nanobots, or
you should
locating
stick with your
Frankenstein's
podcast.
brain. I'm not singing, I'm
I
just speaking.
don't think.
Finding a
okay.
dodo bird, painting a cotton field, or
I think it's
driving your
better
sister
sung
insane.
by somebody else.
White people.
I'm just kidding. It's beautiful.
Sorry,
TJ.
great. All right. Anyways, Michael, get on before I get ridiculed some more. Number 4.
Number 4 is National Treasure.
Oh, Nicolas Cage
That's
comes
it.
back. That
Yes.
is a good movie.
They're making a new one, aren't
It
they?
is. It's on Netflix. Yes, they're
Oh.
making a third one.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
Stupid
lit.
excited for it too.
That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come out
Good movies.
sometime this summer, I think. No, next year.
Nice.
What am I thinking? So
Dude, I don't know. Anything this summer's gonna
And-
be delayed.
Black Widow got delayed to November. It was supposed to come out in like May, and then came
Yeah.
or March,
because of
April,
the Rona.
because of Rona.
the
Got delayed to
Rona.
November.
Thanks COVID-19.
Anyways, so number
All right,
5.
next one. Harrison Ford classics. The entire
Okay. I like it.
Indiana Jones.
Okay. I haven't seen any of
What
the
do you
Indiana
call it?
Jones, by the way.
Saga.
I haven't seen any of
What?
them. I want to. I haven't
Well,
seen any of
then-
them. I need to.
You need
Also
to. They're
haven't
all
seen
on
Best
Netflix too.
movies ever.
I also haven't seen Forrest
Yeah,
Gump.
they are.
Disappointed in
I would.
myself. I know.
I would watch.
And you
Indiana
call
Jones
yourself
first.
a
I love
podcast
Indiana
owner.
I
Jones.
know. I call myself podcast.
It's
host.
on- yeah.
I haven't even seen Forrest Gump.
You need to watch it. You have got to see Indiana Jones. They're all on Netflix. So, in
Okay.
to watch, National Treasure.
I've
Don't do
seen
anything
National
else
Treasure.
the rest of the
But if you don't have time, you don't have to watch
Oh, I
Temple
mean-
of Doom.
Okay.
Temple of Doom is kind of like, yeah. And so is
That's the worst
Kingdom
one.
of the Crystal Skull. But
So what's better,
And
Indiana
then-
Jones or Star Wars?
Star
I
Wars.
would rather. I mean, I don't know. It depends on which trilogy of Star Wars. If it's Star Wars as a
'Cause
whole,
Star Wars has more going on.
It's just true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
But
Indiana Jones like fighting
is
Nazis
like-
or something?
Well, I mean,
it's a bunch of
Someti-
different things.
I mean, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it takes place in
you
that
can't
time.
speculate, TJ, if you've never seen them.
My bad.
Come on,
My
man.
bad. My bad. All right. So what's your number 6, Michael?
Last but not least, also on Netflix, is All the Lethal Weapons. They are all on Netflix. I checked.
Is that the one
1,
with Anna
2, 3,
Kendrick?
and 4.
No.
Anna Kendrick is not in it, but
think
Mel
something
Gibson
else.
is, and Danny Glover, I think.
Glover. You
Something
said
like
Danny
that.
Glover.
I think it's
Glover.
him. It's
Oh,
one of
sounds
those famous
familiar.
ones, but it's real
all right.
good. You should see it.
Okay.
And
So
that's
now,
my little quarantine list.
so Josh, do you want to do
Okay.
movies first or TV shows? Cause no, we both made separate lists.
We can go for TV shows first.
TV shows first.
That's-
All right. Do you
'cause
want
that's
do you want to
easier to
start off or do
binge.
you want me to start off? Oh yeah. Also, good question to debate.
I can start.
During this time, do you want to watch movies more or TV shows more? Because TV shows you can binge, but movies are also good. And we had this debate the other day in one of our group chats. Movies or TV shows? And it's kind of hard for me. Like, kind
I'd
of
say TV
depends.
shows.
But I like TV shows because they have more depth. Like, they go longer. Like, movies 2 hours, so TV show
Mhm,
is like
exactly.
you can have so 9 seasons. Like, that's one reason why I like TV shows a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because a movie, you'll
Well,
end off and you'll be
yeah, I
like,
think
I want a second one. Oh, I want a second. Like one movie I did that with, I want more of the Avengers. I want to know what happened next. But with TV shows, you get 9 full seasons. Now Marvel's kind of a good example because it's like 15 years, 20 years, whatever. But let's see a movie. Shoot. What's a good movie that had a good single movie that you want a second one of?
Inception.
Inception? So yeah, that's the
Inception.
second Inception. I haven't seen the movie, but but
I think it depends to choose between what you would rather watch between TV shows and movies. Because like, if it's a movie that it's like a standalone movie, then like obviously you choose TV show. But like you said you don't have to wait for like a TV show because I have like another episodes and episodes you can keep on watching it. But if it's a TV show that like is gonna have a sequel, you gotta wait like months, over a year to wait for that. So you can talk about it with your friends and have that build up anticipation.
And you could binge it. Like a TV show like will last you a long time too. Like you were saying, like a movie you'll wait a year or two for a second movie, but for a TV show you wait a year and you have another full season. You have another 10 hours of content to watch, where it's supposed to too.
Sure.
Yeah, but at the same time, like a lot of the good shows and stuff, they're still in the format though of movies. Like I think Stranger Things, that's real good, but it's like it's almost all continuous.
Yeah, so but it's still 8 hours of content as opposed to 2 or 3.
True, but
I think
it's movies,
and that's where my opinion comes.
Because movies can pull like the length. Bigger actors.
Fair point.
So
this is true.
It depends.
Anyways, true. So speaking of movies and TV shows, Josh, what are your top 5 TV shows to watch during quarantine?
All right. Sorry. My first show is a show I recently started watching on Hulu. It's called Life in Pieces.
Oh,
most of these shows I have. Yeah. It's like a comedy show. It follows this family, and like each episode has like 4 different segments.
Yeah.
Kind of like how you have segments. It has 4 different segments. Follows different like members of that family, and it's got like 4 seasons on. I think they just canceled it. Canceled it. But it's a really funny show, and like there's a lot of like good one-liners, and they'll like not even like doesn't even make innuendos, but like they'll say something to make you think that they're going somewhere with it, like and make it sound dirty.
And then they'll flip it around or something.
Yeah,
like I get you. Yeah,
they'll just be like totally genuine about it. Like what on earth? It's a funny show to watch.
That sounds cool. My first show that I have is probably the most classic binge-worthy TV show that most people bring up, and that is The Office U.S. version. It's on Netflix.
Basic.
It's really good. It's got like 9 seasons on there. It's good. I've seen it all the way through, probably a good 10 times or probably about 8 to 10 times, somewhere around there. It's really good.
Easy.
But all right, what's your number 2, Josh? What's your second TV show? These aren't necessarily in a particular order. These are just the way we just ordered them as we thought about them. Anyways.
Well, The Office was one of mine, so I just won't even get past that. But another show that's also on Hulu.
Stole his thunder.
My bad, Josh. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No. I'll just team kill you later on Siege.
Okay.
In real life.
Oh yeah, Michael. Are you gonna team up with us as we take down Tyler's squad on his Twitch thing?
Oh, were we fighting? Yes.
Like we're doing custom 5v5. So it'll be us 3 and then whoever else can be on our team.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, sweet. Anyway, sorry, but that's not the point. That's for later. Josh.
Yeah, that's something off the podcast. I like a show called This Is Us. It's also on Hulu. It's not a comedy. I know you said to pick like some funny shows, but it's not like
you said it had to be comedy. It's whatever you like. I've heard a lot of people that like This Is Us. Like I've seen a bunch of it on Facebook.
Oh, dude! I just started watching it. It's probably one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Just doing stuff.
What are you doing, CJ?
It's going.
Seizure.
He's vibing. He's out there vibing.
I guess he's just that happy about This Is Us. I don't know. But it's a really good show. Really good drama. Makes you happy to watch. So I really like it.
Michael.
No one heard it.
I heard it.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, you don't have any too. All right, Josh, so you said This Is Us. My second TV show
This Is Us for sure.
is Parks and Rec. It's on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. It's almost on almost all the streaming services. It's very good. Looks like I just took another one of Josh's. It's good.
I'll take it.
To me, I like it more than The Office. Some people don't, but I like it more. I think there's more humor in it. I think it's got more diverse group of characters in it, and more characters kind of stick. And it's got more emotional moments, I think, than The Office. Like Bye Bye Little Sebastian, part of my favorite TV moment in history.
That's kind of cool.
And
Scott's thoughts. That was emotional.
Stop. That was cringy. That was nothing but cringy. That was awful.
Different kind of emotion.
That was awful.
I can't
skip past that episode every
that
time.
Episode.
Every time.
So hard to watch.
So bad. Oh man. So Josh, I took Parks and Rec. I apologize. What's your next
Okay.
one?
Okay, I just
His
thought
top
of this.
5 list got narrowed down as like top
Top
3.
3. Yeah.
Yes, it's the top 3 list. So my second on the top 3 list is, well, I guess third. Pat McAfee show. It's different.
Okay.
Different thing.
YouTube,
Yeah.
sports
Um,
podcast. He's actually a sports podcaster.
Yeah.
He's on YouTube.
But he does the podcast, but he records it, but it's on YouTube.
And a radio show too. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's also a radio show, and so you can like watch it while it's premiering, or like a lot of the different segments that they have. Like if they have a good conversation over a certain topic, they'll clip that part
And
and then put that on YouTube. It's like a 4-minute long thing. So if you like sports, and you got this whole Corona thing bugging you out, but how no sports are going, they still like talk about different stuff that's going on, and like all the content's new stuff. Like it's not like
And
looking at
he
ESPN.
used
It's
to
all
be a
bunch of
punter in the
reruns.
NFL. So he has this thing called For the Brand. He
Punter
likes
of
to
the decade.
he likes to stick up for punters. He's been known to go at people on Twitter who diss punters. I actually had a
Very
guy,
funny guy.
a former quarterback in the NFL, David Carr, block him on Twitter because David Carr made a comment about punters and Pat McAfee went at him. I don't remember all what went down, but it was apparently pretty aggressive. But
Is he the comedian? He's like a comedian.
He's
too,
also a
isn't he?
comedian too. Yeah, he talks
That's
about
what
Peyton Manning.
I think
and stuff
Tyler
like
showed
that.
me some of them.
So
he's funny.
the third on my list of TV shows is The Umbrella Academy. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I don't know if y'all have seen it or not, but it follows these like people who they're like superheroes kind of, and they're in this academy trying to figure out stuff. There's people controlling behind the scenes on it. Yeah, it's different, but it's good. I like it. Took me a couple episodes to get into it. But once I got into it, and I finished in like 3 days. It was really good.
Goodness.
Do
A
they
lot
have
of stuff about it
umbrellas?
isn't explained.
I don't know if they have umbrellas. I don't remember.
They don't.
But it is really good. And they're coming out with a second season. They're supposed to have been filming a second season.
Hopefully they'll explain why that one kid,
Yep. Anyways, so
Spoiler alert.
it's part of the show. Don't worry about it.
You'll figure it out. It'll be good. My next TV show I kind of want to get into.
It's okay.
Since I ran out all of Josh's list. Sorry, Josh. I apologize.
I have another one.
Oh, you have another one? Go for it.
Yeah. New Girl. It's on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
It's a really funny show.
It's really funny.
Yeah, and like no, don't roll your eyes, Michael. It's not like you're watching Gilmore Girls or something.
Yeah, my brother watches what's it called?
I'm not
Golden Girls.
brother. I don't watch.
He watches Golden Girls, and people tell me it's funny, but I say no. I said I'm not gonna watch that show. I'm not gonna watch a show about old women.
Yeah, it's nothing like that whatsoever. It's a really funny show. It's called New Girl because in the show there's this the main character, but there's so much main characters. She moves into this apartment with like 3 other dudes, and so she's like the new girl. That's why they call it New Girl. But
she's like a
really
teacher at a
show.
school.
Like it's right up there with like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Rec, and The Office is some of my favorite comedy shows.
I'm not really open to new stuff. Shows.
It's pretty funny.
It's got some good content. I'll send you some clips of it if you want.
So another TV show I've got is this TV show. It's on Amazon Prime only. It used to be on Netflix. It's where I first saw it and fell in love with it. Watched it it's got like 8 or 9 seasons again. Watched several times. It's called Psych. It's about these two guys. That one of them pretends to be a psychic detective and he fools people. It's funny. It's got action. It's got all kinds of stuff. It's super good. It's my favorite TV show I've ever watched. It's on Amazon Prime. I highly recommend it. It's good stuff. Not the same kind of humor as The Office and Parks and Rec, but it's still funny and still good, and I like it.
Definitely.
And Josh, you got another TV show?
That's it.
Okay, I've got one more to round out my top 5, and it's called The Chosen. It's a show about Jesus and his disciples and how he chose them and kind of their background a little bit in that. They want to do multiple seasons. They've only done 1 season so far, but you get it by downloading the Chosen app itself. It's free. I've actually got on Chosen merch right here. It's a hoodie I've got.
I recognize that somehow.
But it's a great TV show. Phenomenal. The way it just shows Jesus and describes him and his life and everything. Because it's one thing to like read in the Bible. We should do that, but it's one thing to see it visually. It pulls different strings and stuff like that. It's really good, really powerful stuff. But next we'll get into our not favorite movies, but the movies that we recommend to people.
Our favorite movies.
Do you have some more that you want to recommend, Michael, besides the ones you've already recommended?
Die Hard, of course.
It's not Die Hard's not on any streaming services right now. I've already checked for like the 400th time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
If you don't, we'll go ahead and move on to
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner?
Oh,
Blade
yeah.
Runner, yeah. Blade
Classic.
Runner, the old one,
Classic.
is on Netflix, and Blade Runner, the new one, is on, I want to say Amazon Prime. So
Okay.
check that out if you got time after watching all the Indiana Jones movies and, all those.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Josh, what's your
but other than
favorite-
that, that's
first
pretty
run on
much-
your top 5 list of movies to watch during quarantine?
My first one is Onward, the new Disney
Onward?
movie,
Okay.
Pixar.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet,
That
but I've
came
heard a
on
lot
Disney
about it.
Plus, and I liked it. It was a
Is it
good
good?
watch. It's decent. Yeah, I'd watch it a few times, like
Okay.
over.
Okay.
So I figured that'd be a good, easy one to watch if you have Disney Plus. It's a new movie and
Mhm.
came out recent. So
Yeah, very recently. Like, if we weren't in quarantine, it'd still be in theaters right now.
yeah,
Which is crazy.
yeah, definitely.
So my first movie is The Incredibles 2. It's on Netflix.
Of course.
It's a great film. Of course, you've seen Incredibles 1. You already know, phenomenal franchise. If you haven't seen Incredibles 2 yet, go hop on Netflix right now. Pause the podcast. Boop. Pause it. Go watch it and come back. It's a great movie.
Was that your pausing sound? The boop.
Yep. The boop. Yeah, it's
That's what I
pause.
thought.
What's your second movie on your list, Josh?
Hot Rod. That's also on Netflix.
Okay, I've heard about it. Haven't watched it yet, though.
Dude, you gotta watch it. It is one of the funniest movies I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Like you were watching that. We'll talk about this later. But like our movies that we made, like
Mhm.
that honestly reminds me of our movies, but it just has a bigger budget. Like
Okay.
there's so much like so many like funny moments and like stuff that doesn't even make sense, but that makes it more funny. It's got Andy
Yeah.
Samberg from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's the main.
He's
the
a
main
funny dude.
character. Yeah, so you'll like it. It's a
Okay.
really funny movie.
All right. My second movie I have is Space Jam, also on Netflix. It's a classic. Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes team up against the Monstars. Phenomenal film. Shaped the culture of basketball today as we know it. All that good stuff. I go outside my backyard and I try to be like Michael Jordan every day. And honestly, I go to bed at night. I just dream regular dreams.
I thought you wanted to be like Mason Jones.
Steph Curry goes to bed at night and Mason Jones go to bed at night, and they dream they could be like me. That's how it works. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just so bad at basketball. I'm so awful. I'm so terrible.
There's no way.
But I have fun, and that's what
Are
matters.
you better than Caleb?
Ooh, yeah. I would say that I am. He won't listen to this, so I think it's pretty safe
I like
to say that I am.
I'm gonna tell him you called him out.
Hey, I beat Jack at 1v1. If I can beat Jack 1v1, I can beat Caleb. I lost to Caleb once.
Was he holding his controller?
Must have been April Fool's
No,
Day or
we were playing. We were 1v1 at Josh's church.
Oh, real life basketball.
Real life basketball, yeah. I was
All
1v1 and I'm gonna beat him.
I thought you were talking about Siege, and I was kind of like, yeah.
No,
right.
now Caleb beat me 1v1, but he had 2 lucky threes on me to beat me. But we won't go into that. That was a rough day. Anyways, so Josh, what's your next movie you have?
Let's see. I had it on my list. Oh, Greater.
Yes,
that's
phenomenal
also
movie about Brandon
on
Burlsworth.
Netflix.
Yes. Speaking of Greater, I
Greatest
actually
walk-on.
they had a contest on Facebook for you to like, comment, share, and like you comment like what's your favorite scene in the movie, what it make you like, what's your favorite scene in the movie, or how did this movie inspire you. So I commented what they asked for, and I shared it, and I was one of the 10 winners of that contest, and I got a free Brandon Burlsworth jersey out of it. So it's pretty dope.
That's
Actually
cool.
came in. It's in my closet. It's in my closet right now. But yeah, it's pretty
awesome.
dope. But great movie, phenomenal.
Huh.
It's actually
yeah.
rated number 1, like by some websites, rated the number 1 sports movie to watch during quarantine.
That's really cool. That's awesome. That's good to get that out there.
But yeah, it just came on Netflix this past week. It's really good though.
What's your next one?
My next one is Christopher Robin, also on Netflix.
I like that.
It's a live action Winnie the Pooh, and honestly, like, I don't know if you guys know this or not. Winnie the Pooh is one of the greatest philosophers of our generation, of our time. Some of the one-liners he has in that movie are phenomenal. One time he said, people say you can't do anything, but I do nothing every day, or something like that. I don't know. He's got some great one-liners. He's a philosopher. He's a genius. But it actually is, in all seriousness, it's a really good movie, and I highly recommend it.
It just seems too, I don't know, indie for me.
Too what?
Not enough action. It's kind of like a.
So if no one dies, it's not good enough for Michael. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I don't like those feel good movies.
Oh,
okay. Like one of them.
If the Mighty Ducks were on a streaming service, I'd recommend that, but I can't. So,
look, can you read that?
I can't. Oh, Days TJ Daisy thought TJ mentioned the Mighty Ducks. 0. Oh, that's so funny.
That's
so
pretty funny.
So if you're listening to the audio version of this, Michael has a sign in his room that says "Days without TJ mentioning the Mighty Ducks," and it's on 0 because I mention the Mighty Ducks all the time. That's the greatest movie.
I knew it was
That's
coming,
awesome.
so
I love that so much.
I went ahead and made it.
Yeah, that's so funny. Josh, what's your next movie you've got? I was like, why is he laughing?
Do what?
What's your next movie you have on your list?
Oh, sorry, my connection was breaking up. I couldn't hear you for a second. Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and
Definitely
Dumber. Okay. Where's it at? Where can I find that at?
I think it's on Netflix.
That's
Sorry, I was going through my movies. I actually don't know.
Yeah, you had to steal it from the store.
I just thought, I have it on DVD. Yeah. I was just watching. I didn't think about that.
Oh, yeah.
If you can watch Dumb and Dumber, please watch it.
If you're listening and you want to watch Dumb and Dumber, Josh has the CD.
Yeah, Josh has it. He'll drop it off on your porch for you. Just leave him your address. Message him at Josh Spann on Instagram. You're good. You're good. My next movie I've got is off of Disney Plus. It's a great football movie called Remembering the Titans. Great movie.
That is a good one.
I've watched it 2 or 3 times since I've had Disney Plus. It's really good. Inspiring story. It's good. It's good stuff.
It is. It's good stuff.
Denzel
Washington for sure. Yeah, he's in there. He's the coach, right?
Yeah, he's the one where it's like they're all racist. Or no.
They're not all. He's not racist.
A lot of
It's a movie about overcoming racism and racial thoughts. Like the teams are clashing first, and then they band together. The only color we have on this team is red because that's what color our jerseys are or something like that. And they go and they boom, 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 boom.
Forever.
Beat the mess out of some people.
There's a lot of football movies in my head, and I get them all mixed up. Like Radio's on there too, isn't it?
I don't know what Radio is.
It's a football one.
Okay.
So you should check it out. I think it's on Disney.
Okay.
I'll watch that with Caitlin.
Josh, what's your next movie you got?
Is it a romance?
No, it's not a romance.
Oh, you've already said all 5 of yours?
No, I just said all 4.
You only had 4.
5.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have 5.
I've got one more movie. It's probably the most underrated movie of all time. It's on Disney Plus. Lion King 1.5.
It's Lion King. It's Lion King.
Like Lion King 1.5. Phenomenal movie.
I need a sign for that too.
It's Lion King, but with Timon and Pumbaa commentating through it. It's got a little bit of behind the scenes pre-Lion King stuff with Timon. Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. Gonna dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel.
It's pretty much just like the bonus stuff you would get on a DVD. Like the
on a DVD, yes, but better.
Movie.
It's so good. It's so funny. I love it. Timon and Pumbaa, they're actually like the commentate the thing. It's phenomenal. But
it's a good movie.
It is great. It's good. That
they're
wraps up.
They're gonna be the ones on the. I don't know what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just talking.
That wraps up this segment of our tips on how to survive quarantine. When we come back, we'll have our second official, unofficial sponsor. Stay tuned, guys.
Talking about.
And we're back with our second official, unofficial sponsor. We go to Josh Spann.
All right. Thank you. Our next unofficial sponsor is Pioneer Woman for teaching us how to eat and making sure we can cook in these times. And she uses a lot of utensils to do so. One of them is a knife. And speaking of knives, we'll move on to our next segment, Knives Out, reviewing the movie Knives Out. Back to you, TJ.
Talking about.
And we're back with our next segment, Knives Out review, a movie that I feel it's one of the best movies of all time. I love Knives Out. It's a great movie. It came out at the end of last year. It's not on any streaming services yet, but it's a very good film. I have it number 2 on my top 5 movies.
It's original.
Redbox. It's on Redbox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all should go get it. It's on Redbox.
Those are like everywhere.
I'm sure it's on some illegal movie site somewhere you could go find and watch it. Whatever you gotta go do, just find the movie, watch it. It's so good. It's entertaining throughout the entire thing.
Really good.
It's my second favorite movie of all time, behind The Mighty Ducks, of course.
Yeah, it's up there on mine. It's at least top 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just, and you wouldn't. It's like it's weird because like you wouldn't think like that it would be a good movie, but it's like you just like it. You can't help but like everything about this movie.
Whenever I was first watching the trailers
really
for it and stuff,
different.
I'm like, I'm not gonna go watch this movie. This movie just looks dumb. I'm not gonna enjoy
I
it.
thought it was gonna be like
Mhm.
like all the movies that have came out like recently,
Mhm.
just like trash. Really, I thought it was gonna be like politically biased. I thought just like I'm not gonna watch this.
But then
But
I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is great. This is good. I've got to tell everybody I know about this movie.
Mhm. It's like watching Clue, but the movie.
Yes.
We
never
know what's gonna happen.
He said that in the movie. He's like, he literally lives in a house.
It's like a Clue board
from the board game
that's
Clue.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
forgot about
and
that.
Whenever I first saw the commercial, I thought the movie was an actual Clue movie. I thought it was about the game Clue. I was like, oh, this is gonna be dope. That's why I said Knives Out, and I was like, oh, I'm disappointed now. I don't want to watch it. But I ended up watching it. Great movie, and like one of the things that goes so unnoticed, like the casting in this movie and the way they did that, and they all came together, like absolutely phenomenal casting. They had the guy that plays Jason Bourne. I don't know what his name is. He played this like Southern. He went from playing a British accent in the
Daniel Craig.
Not Jason Bourne.
James Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah.
007.
James Bond. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Craig. He went from playing.
He had that really like.
This guy.
He had that
British,
really Mississippian accent.
Yeah, he goes from doing a British accent in these James Bond movies to doing this accent in this movie and still doing a phenomenal job. Like.
Yeah, and at first you're like, what?
Really
what?
good.
You're in your mind, you're picturing, British James Bond, and he's doing this, but like, by the end
you
of the
think
movie,
it's a detective, so you think
accent.
maybe like a Sherlock Holmes role where he's gonna still give that British accent, and he comes in with that Southern twang, and you're just like,
he's like,
no,
it was
now
so bad.
Tell me how. It's just crazy.
Yeah, so I cringed listening to it, but he did a good job at it. Which,
he did.
Like,
yeah,
it's cringe at first, but then when you get used to it, you're like,
by
this
the end
sounds
of
legit.
it, you love it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they have that one girl, I don't remember her name. She's got glasses.
Ana de Armas.
The girl with glasses.
Yeah.
Oh. The old lady.
Yeah, the old lady. I've seen her in some few things. But Chris Evans is in there too. The dad.
And
it's just a great movie. What were you saying, Josh?
Yeah.
It's got Ana de Armas, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans.
The main girl. Yeah, her.
Yeah.
What's her name? What's her name? In the
Ana
movie.
de Armas.
In the movie.
In the movie. Calm down. You didn't say that. I keep Googling it.
I don't know.
It's the
Marta Cabrera.
Marta.
In the new James Bond movie, she's the James Bond. He's the main protagonist. And the girl in Knives Out, she's gonna be the main protagonist in the new James Bond movie. So they're gonna be working together again. That'll be really cool.
Interesting.
That'll be really good.
Yeah. But yeah, so the basis of the movie is the owner of this or the head of the family. He's a novel writer, a mystery novel writer. He has a bunch of money, lots of money. I forget their names. Do you remember their names? The Thornburgs or Thornhills or
Thornby?
Thornbys. The Thornbys.
Yeah.
Mr. Thornby.
Thornbys.
Thrombey.
Yeah.
Mr. Thrombey.
So we've only seen this movie like at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And we can't even.
Don't even know the names.
The maid comes in, sees that he's dead on a couch, and this investigation comes from. Originally, everyone thinks it's a suicide, but then they get some clues, and they figure out that it was actually a murder or whatever, and they go into how everything unfolds, trying to figure things out. And at one part, you see what happens. Like, it tells you what happens. It tells you who did what. But then at the end, even though you think you knew what happened, you don't know what happened.
There's still more twists even when you get how it happened.
It's so
even
good.
Like the person, like the investigator who's trying to figure out, like in the story, the person who's trying to figure out the murder, he doesn't even know why he's trying to figure out the murder. He does it because he wants to, but
he wants to know who hired him. Yeah. He don't even know who hired him to do it.
Yeah, but like the family doesn't know that.
And the person who did it though, or the person that you're told who did it, and we'll say spoiler alert from here for a couple of minutes. So you're told Marta is the one that does it, right? You're told that she's the one who, it shows you the clip of her actually giving him the wrong medicine, gives him a bunch of morphine instead of something else. It's going to kill him. And she's spending the entire time trying to divert the all-star sleuth of the century from finding out it was her, diverting. It's like he asked her to be on his side because she can't lie without puking.
Mhm.
So he trusts her, and she's hiding evidence, messing with stuff, so he can't determine it was her. Then at the end of the movie, right before she's about to go and tell the whole family that it was her and give it up and give it the inheritance, because the dude Thromby gave her all the inheritance instead of the family. Before he goes to do that, before she goes to tell him, they get some evidence and find out that it actually wasn't her, and that it was actually someone else. And the way they did it, it's crazy. That's not a full spoiler because I don't want to spoil the entire movie for you, but that is a little spoiler. But it's so good.
It is at least 11 out of 10 on my rating scale.
Yeah,
At least.
It's good.
At
There's
least,
a little bit of comedy in there. My favorite part at the end is whenever the person who actually committed the murder, or whatever, goes to take the knife out to get her,
That's
and
funny.
it's a
Even
fake
that, that's an allusion to something like earlier in the movie.
one. Yep. Yeah, how it was like the movie's full of Easter eggs and drawbacks and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's completely.
It's
like
from the beginning of the movie
masterpiece.
when he was talking about how there's some fake knives and you have to know what's a real knife, what's a fake knife, or something like that, right, Josh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he
If
was
you
talking
like
about how
to
his
learn a lot about
family.
movies, that's a good movie to watch.
Yeah, he was.
And even I was watching some videos on YouTube about the movie, even about stuff like where people are positioned for different scenes and stuff like that. Like there's so much detail went into this movie that you think it's just a simple, basic movie, but there's so much stuff that went into it. It's crazy.
Really intricate.
Very intricate.
Like the birthday cake flashbacks. Every time they were telling, from their point of view, they were the ones right there with them.
Yeah, every time I went to a different person, I asked them like, "Oh, this is the murder. This is easy. I refer to the murder. This is it." And then with the next one, like, "Oh wait, no, they're the murderer. They could do it." And I was like, "No wait, they're like every person like had like a legitimate like."
You have no
reason
idea
for
until you
the
get to
murder.
the end of the movie.
Yeah. And then when it shows you who did it or who we think did it or whatever, you're like, "Oh my gosh!" First off, you don't expect it. Second off, you're like, why would they tell me this right now? Like I looked at how much time I had left on the movie.
Yeah, it was like midway through the movie.
It was like a quarter into the movie. Like I still have an hour and a half of this movie left. What else is there to tell? But it was crazy. But
and they still keep you like in the movie. You're still involved, and it's good.
It's good. We'd highly recommend it.
Not a whole lot of movies are able to like keep you paying attention for the entire movie.
It goes by really fast.
Knives Out.
It does.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel like it does, but it goes by really fast. But speaking of movies, in our next segment, after we get this official, unofficial sponsor, we're going to talk about some home movies that we've made for some classes. Well, I haven't made, but Tyler has made some with Michael, and then Josh has been
I started in a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, just they've been in a bunch of movies for class projects. We're going to get into that, talk about that in our next segment. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break, come back with an official, unofficial sponsor, and then we'll go, boom, right back in the next segment. So y'all stay tuned.
Talking about.
We're back, and Michael is going to be talking about our next official, unofficial sponsor. Take it away, Michael.
Our next segment is brought to you by Ubisoft, bringing you top gaming for a top price.
Man. When we come back, we'll talk about our movie careers in the home video industry.
Talking about.
Yeah.
And we're back. So for some different teachers, was it for the same teacher for all these videos? Was one for Kinzer, one for Clark?
I wasn't actually in the class.
Well, I know you weren't,
to
but
my knowledge,
I think they were with Clark.
Clark.
Yeah. And Ingle, do you know with Tyler's making videos, were they for Kinzer or for Clark?
I have no idea. All I know was he gave me time to show up, and every time I got there, my payment was a plate of his mom's cookies.
Oh,
That's all I know.
I've heard about his mom's cookies. But yeah, so
Dude.
basically, they had to make some movies, some home videos for their classes that they were in high school, and they were like, I've watched them all today. They were sent to me. They sent them to me. They're all by far phenomenal, like instant classics. Josh is in 3 of them. One's a silent film about basketball, about a game of one-on-one tournament. The next one is a murder mystery. They're actually connected. Pretty good movie.
That's the best one.
And then the third one is A Day in the Life of Josh Spann.
And that was the first one.
That was the longest one. That's my favorite.
The Day in the Life of Josh Spann is absolutely my favorite. It deserves an Oscar in my opinion. It's so
the
funny.
zebra cakes.
Yes, and then
it made Mr. Phillips laugh for like 20 minutes.
The creamed corn at the end of it, or the can of whole kernel corn.
Oh, dude, we watched those in like every single one of my classes throughout that whenever that movie first came out, like first, second, all the way to like 7th period, we managed to watch it at some point, at least once in every class. You were in that class.
I was in the one with Clark, yeah.
Both of you were.
Yeah, and Clark, we watched Day in the Life.
That's awesome.
But it was so good. Like Josh is like a movie star.
He blew up overnight.
Yeah.
So
and then Michael is in two videos. One is Hillbilly Batman, and the other one is a game of catch. The catch one is so funny. I love the catch video. Like I laughed so hard during it.
That's really good.
Because it was actually a remake. It was
a
remake of like somebody else who did it like more famous. I think it was like Rooster Teeth or somebody.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like our version better because I got to hit Tyler with my truck.
Yeah, we were talking online. Me, Josh, and I think me, Josh, Landon, Jack, and a couple of us. We were online talking, and I'm watching this video in the background, and I start laughing, and Jack and Landon go, "I can't tell if it's a fake laugh or a real laugh." I'm like, "Oh, trust me, it's a real laugh. I love this video." I'm like, "Oh, he got hit by a truck!" Like
dude,
it was so.
Best part about that is that like
Jacob Vang was like, "How'd you throw that?"
Yeah, it's how'd you throw the truck? Oh man, and the thing is, like, I've seen the video of Tyler getting hit by the truck. It's been sent in the group. I've sent it out to other people. It's a funny video, but then to get the context behind the whole video, like the context behind Tyler getting hit by the truck, getting the rest of the video made it even funnier. Like I loved it. It was great. But I want to ask you guys a few questions about your movies since you're both movie stars now. But before I get into the questions, kind of give us some background behind the videos. So, Michael, give us some context behind Hillbilly Batman and Catch.
Well, Hillbilly Batman.
Like, what's it about? Really tell the people. Because something I want to do with these movies is throughout this next week, I'm going to put one a day. I'm going to put on YouTube, on the podcast YouTube channel. By the way, we have a podcast YouTube channel now. We have an email and a YouTube channel. Check those out. Obviously, if you're watching the podcast, you're already on the YouTube channel. But every day this week, I'm going to release one movie, put it on there. I've already gotten their permission. Put one movie on there for you guys to enjoy. Because obviously, we're talking about them now. I want you guys to be able to see them and enjoy them. And, yeah. But anyways, give us some context behind Hillbilly Batman and Catch.
Let's see. Hillbilly Batman, I want to try and remember. I want to say it's like basically Batman with like hillbilly twists to it. And like, I don't know. Tyler was a hillbilly Batman, and just it's been so long.
It's hard to describe.
Since I've seen it. Yeah.
I will say Hillbilly Batman is the only one that will not be going on YouTube. I was not given permission to put that one on there, but the rest of them will be on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I was in it. Can I give permission? But anyway, it's got good casting too. It had like me, Jacob Vang.
Jacob Vang is so funny, I swear.
Yeah. It had Alex Ward, Jack Jermaine, Landon Bonner, me, Tyler.
That's good.
And some of his dogs too.
My favorite scene in Hillbilly Batman is whenever
and then Catch is a remake. I think it was just me, Tyler, and Vang on that one. But
yeah, and Landon was in there.
So that's Was Landon's not in Catch, is he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's the one.
That's right.
I think he is.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I was gonna say was
good times.
In Hillbilly Batman, my favorite
Hillbilly
scene.
Batman, I think that's the only one that I haven't seen. I didn't know it existed until today.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's phenomenal.
I bet if you asked Tyler, he'd send it to you.
Yeah,
I think he sent it earlier.
Yeah, I think he sent it to everybody earlier.
There we go.
But we are back.
Looks good now.
And what I was saying is, my favorite part in the Hillbilly Batman movie is whenever y'all are taking down Alex Ward at the end of the movie, or they are, and he goes from wearing this sweatshirt, and all of a sudden he's on the ground in a long sleeve T-shirt, like it's the cut scene from like a different day of recording.
Yeah,
but it's completely different clothes. It's so funny to me. Oh man! But so Josh,
and then like when they were in the fight scene, funny too, if I remember right.
And Hillbilly Batman.
Yeah.
So
I gotta watch it after this.
And give us the context behind Catch, Michael. Like kind of what went down, like what the base of the movie is.
He just had to do like another like a video project, I guess. And like me and him, we always watched like these Rooster Teeth videos, and just they were always funny. And I guess he just wanted to redo one, so we got the game together and redid it. And it's like this dude, he's telling the story. He's playing catch with his friend. He's telling a story about how his dad, and like as he's telling it, his friend just keeps hitting him with the ball. And he's like, dude, I'm trying to tell a story here. And like it keeps amping up. And eventually he throws like a knife, and it gets crazy and funny.
And then that's where he gets hit.
Then he gets hit by the truck.
Yeah. But the truck turns out to be his dad.
Yeah.
Lost dad.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, it's so
funny. It's a little twist in fate there.
So Josh,
I didn't know that.
Tell us about the context behind your movies. Pick whichever one you want to start off with to kind of let the people know.
First one, A Day in the Life. That was like their assignment. I wasn't even in the class. Okay. So I'm not even in the class. Are you eating your microphone? All right. Anyways, but like they just had to make some sort of biography movie, like a day in the life of something, and they chose me for the subject. And so it's supposed to be like almost like a parody of like what a normal day of my life looks like. But like nothing about it is normal whatsoever.
Yeah, like your mom told you, "I don't love you. Get lost on your way to school." You said, "I love you back."
Okay, that was accurate. That was the only accurate part.
That was so funny.
Said that's the only accurate.
I love that. That was so funny.
It is so cringy. Like it.
And then he goes to talk about how he likes to work at Ace Hardware, what he does every day, and then Braden's sitting there. He's like, "What are you doing here, Josh? You were fired a month ago. They didn't tell you."
That was funny. Whenever I went up to hug him, I felt like he was like genuinely weirded out.
Yeah,
like,
it looked like he was.
He was like,
so
like, what are you doing?
It was so funny.
I'm so glad no customer saw me doing that, because I was in the middle of the workday. Like that wasn't after hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that time movie was great. Oh man! So what about the basketball and murder mystery?
So the basketball one, that was another. They had to make a silent film, and so we're gonna do like a playoff bracket, like 1v1 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had different characters. They had Landon, they had Caleb, they had Josh, and I was gonna be the winner, but it wasn't me. It was my twin brother Riley, which was just me with a mullet. And in tournament, I think it came down to me and the other character whose name was Tommy C, because he was a goat. But I ended up beating him, and so that was just like another silent film movie that I had to make. A murder mystery. My favorite one.
My favorite scene in the basketball movie is whenever you're out there playing and you airball shot, it goes back behind you. There's actually a crowd of women sitting in all those chairs behind you, and they're all laughing and cracking up. That was so funny.
So about that, we went up to the church and like we texted like the people in the church. I was like, "Hey, can we shoot a movie in here?" And like, yeah, it's fine. Mm-hmm. Go down to the church. There's some sort of like women's meeting going on, like some sort of like just hang out, like a whole bunch of moms at the church are just hanging out. Mm-hmm. We're like, can we play basketball in here? I was like, yeah, sure. And then one of the scenes, like I was supposed to airball it, and like the guys in the sideline would make fun of me, but I was like, they're here. Like these people are here. Why don't we just ask them? So I walked over to him and was like, hey, do you mind like I'm just gonna totally airball this shot and the camera's gonna pan over to you. Do you think it'd be okay if like would you guys be down for just all of you guys like just laughing at me after I airball it? And all of them were like, yeah, of course we would. Like they were too quick to respond.
That's what they're already doing.
They were ready.
They were so
man.
excited to be able to do that. I think they were too
So
excited
funny.
to do that.
That's funny. So go in the murder mystery. Tell us about that.
Oh, dude, that is my favorite movie by far. And I think because this was like over a period like a semester long. I think
That
it's
took a
year-long
semester to
class.
make? No, year-long class.
No,
Okay.
I mean like over like over the class period, they kept on making more movies, and so we kept on getting better at them
Mm-hmm.
and coming up with ideas. And so this one it was pretty much a sequel to the silent film Riley. He gets murdered. Rest in peace.
Spoiler alert: the goat is gone.
It's okay. But he gets murdered, and so it's a murder mystery. You're trying to figure out who murdered him. So a lot of people don't catch this because I don't think we did a good job at conveying it in the movie. But like all the people from the silent film, like all the characters, they get together for a dinner to reminisce.
Yeah, I got that.
Riley. Okay, well, thank you. Nobody else does.
Yeah, the zebra cake banquet.
Yeah, they come together for a zebra cake banquet, but it turns out one of those people is the murderer. But like as you go on throughout the film, like more people keep on dying one by one.
I was surprised.
Until you finally find out who it was.
I was surprised. I mean, I kind of had an
It's
idea
kind
of
of
who
like
it was.
Knives Out.
Yeah, but better. It was the Knives Out before Knives Out happened. So, obviously, you guys have had these movies. You had tons of great success from them. You become sensations around our school,
famous.
living legends.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just got some questions I want to ask you. I want to ask you guys some questions. The first question is, what was it like to be in what some people have described as the best movies of all time?
It took a lot of patience. Like there was one scene in Hillbilly Batman, like I could not get the line down. We did like 12 takes of it.
Yeah, I saw it in the blooper reel.
Yeah, they like shoot me with the Nerf guns and stuff, and like I just couldn't get it down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of pressure.
The lightsaber scene with Sam.
I saw that part. That was funny.
Sam and Alex are sitting there, and it's like, well, what can I do for you? Because I got a lawn care business and I kill people on the side. Which one do you want? I'll talk about the last one for now. He's like, all right, call me on Saturday about the lawn care at the end of it.
That's pretty funny.
Man. All right, so you said it takes a lot of patience. That's what it was like.
Yeah.
What about for you, Josh? Being the star of 3 movies.
Man, first off, it's extremely humbling. I don't want to brag about how humble I am, but it really made me a new person after the movie was over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it was fun. It really took a lot of creativity to make for the movies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And just the will to, because we had a lot of dumb ideas in those movies. A lot of dumb ideas, and it was to have the will to go through with them and know that your peers are going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what makes it fun.
See, I didn't make the movie I like, but I hate when I'm sitting in class and having to watch myself on screen and watch how everybody else reacts to the movie. That's the part of the
it's like third person stage fright.
Yeah, it really is. That's a good way to describe that. I like that.
But because you're sitting there smiling, you think you made a great thing. You look around and everyone's got these weird faces on, like, wait, what did I do?
Yeah, their mouths hanging open, like,
what?
Especially for a day in the life.
Like what?
So. My next question for you guys is
Day in Life was my favorite.
How has all the fame and paparazzi been? What's it been like?
Well, it's died down recently.
Everyone
the movies.
Don't worry,
we're not in high school anymore.
It'll pick back up once I publish these bad boys on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everyone in high school knew my truck because I hit Tyler with it.
That's funny.
See, oh man, I love that. So what about you, Josh? Has that died down recently?
Died down recently. I have aspirations to make more movies. I've talked to Landon about that a lot.
That would be so much
fun. Josh goes to college. Josh takes a road trip or something.
Spielberg.
Oh yes. Me and Steven talk all the time. But at the time, it was fun.
Oh yeah.
Have all these inside jokes with my friends and all that.
I'd love to be a part of one. Not necessarily. I don't necessarily have to be in it, but I'd love to be help make it or whatever. I think it'd be fun.
Oh yeah. We need to get the boys.
I love inside jokes.
Yes. Yeah. I love to be part of one someday. Yes. Just Michael Scott over here. Hey, if you got an extra spot in that movie, I'd like to help get the snacks.
Okay, TJ.
One day, whenever I grow up, I want to have 40 kids, so I have 40 friends, and they can't tell me no. That was from The Office.
That just made it awkward. Sure it was.
That's when The Office thought it'd be funny. Obviously, it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. We'll move on to the next part. The next question is, what's it like to be swarmed in public by all your fans?
I want to know.
Oh.
That's my answer.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. What was the process like in writing, filming, and editing these classics?
Michael, go first.
I wouldn't know. I didn't take part of that.
You didn't. I wasn't actually in the class, but like when making the movies, I helped incorporate some ideas and stuff.
That's good.
So I didn't do any like the editing in the movies, but I didn't come up with all the ideas. Like I would help come up with some ideas for the movies and like, hey, how about we do this, or how about we shoot it from this angle, and stuff like that. But it was fun because like a lot of this input I would give would just to make the movie funnier. You know, like everything I'm doing is like, how can I make this the
is that where the can of corn came into?
Yeah, it's just like why not? You know,
how did that
the
taste?
Dos Equis commercial.
That must have been awful.
It really was. I mean, I don't want to say it tasted good, but it didn't taste bad. It was just watery corn, I guess. I don't know.
Loved cream corn.
We got it for a discount too.
So
that should have been my recipe.
Another question is cream corn and cheese.
Yeah.
Cream corn
so
cheese.
You guys kind of answered this already. Which one is your personal favorite? Which one that you've been in is your favorite, and which one that you've watched is your favorite?
Murder Mystery.
Murder Mystery is your favorite?
Favorite that I've been in.
Okay, what's your favorite you've watched?
It's a tie between Catch and Murder Mystery. Those are both really funny to watch. I haven't seen Hillbilly Batman, so that might come to the top of the list. I don't know.
Catch is my favorite. It's the funniest I've watched. Day in the Life of Josh Spann is my favorite I've watched.
Yeah, Day in the Life of Josh is my favorite that I've watched, and Hillbilly Batman is the favorite I've been in because it took us like 3 weeks to film it all, and I don't know, that was just like a lot of time being
a lot of cookies.
Just fun, yeah. I remember one point, Miss Vaquero pulled up. We were shooting at the track, for the scenes with Alex Ward, and it's like that was the same week the research papers were due. So we're out there playing with lightsabers and stuff. She pulls over and she's like, "Alex Ward, where is your research paper?"
I love Miss Vaquero.
We're all just standing there.
Funny.
I was in that class with Alex and Sam. That was so much fun. That's so funny.
I love Miss Vaquero. She's so funny.
Oh man.
She is.
So my next question is for you guys. It's a simple one. You kind of alluded to it a little bit, but what's next? What's next in the industry for you boys?
I'm not sure. I definitely want to make more. I've talked a lot about it with Landon. Like I have a list. I already have a list of like movie ideas. Like Josh goes to college. Josh goes on a road trip. Josh gets a girlfriend.
Sounds a little self-conceited to me.
She doesn't want to. Well, look, all right, I'm the star. We all know it.
I mean, you're not wrong. This is true. I'm
just kidding.
But, have Caitlin come in the video?
I already talked to her. She doesn't want to do it. She's already embarrassed by the thought of it.
You could get Isaac to play your girlfriend.
Got the wrong idea.
You could get Isaac to play your girlfriend.
You could put a wig on him.
Yeah, put a wig on Isaac. Oh, that'd be so funny.
Worth it.
That'd be so funny. What about you, Michael? What's next
I'd
for
say
Michael Ingle?
Unless, if I could be like a part of Josh's movie, I think I'm retired.
No.
Like if Josh wanted to do like a Die Hard 6, I'd be in for it. That would be cool. A little
really
fan-made Die Hard or something like that, or our own Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think that would be pretty.
Dude,
we make our own Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
We can make such good content.
Something I noticed in those movies is Caleb is way different now than he was when y'all recorded those movies. Like
Tyler's different.
Like he's changed. Tyler's changed.
Yeah.
Like people have changed so much from these movies. It's crazy. Michael's changed.
Yeah, it's really.
That's because you saying I got fat?
No, I'm saying your hair's longer now.
I'm
saying your hair's longer now.
That's true. I do let it grow out.
It is
change doesn't mean fat. Like Tyler lost like 200 pounds. Like change doesn't have to mean fat. Oh
no
man.
comment on that.
Oh man. So next we're gonna go to another unofficial sponsor, and we'll be back with our listeners' corner, where you guys have submitted stuff to our Instagram page, and we're gonna look at those. We'll answer questions. We'll talk about some stuff. We'll do whatever we gotta do. So when we get back, another unofficial sponsor.
Talking about.
And with our next official, unofficial sponsor, we have Highland Dairy, which is, I talked about earlier, had some fantastic French onion dip. They have milk. They have the whole 9 yards when it comes to all your dairy
Chocolate
needs.
milk.
Yeah, they have chocolate milk. They have all your dairy needs. Hit them up. They're most Dollar Generals, Walmarts, etc., whatever you need. But yeah, so hit them up. When we come back, we'll have Listener's Corner.
Talking about.
All right, and we're back with our Listener's Corners by the fans, for the fans, to the fans. That's you guys, our listeners, my audience, as I like to say. This one's for you guys. Our first thing is from Haley Hendricks. I asked people for whether it's to send us a joke, to just tell us something, whether they have a PSA area, they need advice or want a question, or what they miss about post-quarantine life, whatever, really. So all these range to different stuff. But Haley Hendricks, all lowercase, this is her Instagram handle. I'll shout out everybody one of these. She said, Haley Hendricks said, hey. So she wanted to let you guys know. She said, hey. Michael, you're just going to ignore it?
That's,
okay, there you go.
I said hey back. I just never been asked. Hey.
Okay.
So.
all lowercase, Emery Cleghorn says, do you rinse your hands before washing, or do you get soap first?
I rinse them. I get them wet, then I put soap on.
Yeah?
I like to wash my hands and then put soap on them and walk away. That's what I like to do.
I'm a soap first guy. I get soap on there, and then I get soap all over them, and then I usually
use an extra barrier for when you touch the
I use
germs.
my wrist. If it's a knob, I use my wrist to turn the water on, and then I wash them. That's what I usually do.
I don't even do that. I just flick it on. So if I get the corona, I just go ahead and wash it off.
Well, I just hate getting soap on the handle because then I got to clean the handle, and it's a whole hassle.
If it's a public restroom, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't wash my hands to begin with. The water's probably dirty in there.
Oh, man. Oh, good question. When you're in the public restrooms, do you use your hand to push the door or pull the door to leave, or do you use your feet?
I use my hand.
I use my feet to avoid germs because some people don't wash their hands. Some people will go poop and not wash their hands, and they'll go touch that door and walk out, and you have feces all over your hands. So that's why I use my feet.
Well, if you have feces all over your hands, you're doing something wrong.
You'd be surprised. We do live in Arkansas.
You're playing in Planet of the Apes.
We do live in Arkansas. Emery Cleghorn also said, knock, knock. I assume she was going to go with the joke from there, but she didn't send the rest of it. So, knock, knock.
Let's say who's there. Wait for her to.
Yeah, who's there?
Yeah, who's there?
We'll be back. We'll be back next week with the answer to that. She also sent in another thing that said, "What is your favorite quarantine activity?" No one answers me. Not like we didn't talk about this like 40 minutes ago.
I don't know.
Yeah, tell her to get with the program. Get with the pocket. We've already mentioned this.
My favorite quarantine activity is, watching Netflix or.
I've been playing
whatever.
pickleball.
That's fun. You been playing with your brothers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my brother and my dad. It's really hard.
Is it Sammy or John?
John.
John. Okay. John's got a bunch of energy.
Oh my gosh. Too much energy.
My favorite quarantine activity is probably streaming stuff, finding new shows and stuff. Yeah. Obviously, I don't have a whole lot of free time because like Michael, I go to work every day usually. I go to work Monday through Thursday, so that's not every day, but I go to work. So when I come home, I'm literally on my feet the entire day. So I come home, I literally crash on my chair or on my bed, and I rest the rest of the day because it's like I come home, my knees are like killing me literally.
That's a good. Wrestling is a good activity by itself.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm either at work or asleep.
Mm-hmm. Tyler_R_Lichty, our friend Tyler, said, in all caps,
don't know.
I miss seeing the gym and seeing my homies. That's his PSA. He misses the gym and seeing his homies.
Try and get you your own gym, Tyler.
That is
well, I'm glad he put gym in front of us.
Yeah.
But okay.
Because honestly, we know where Tyler likes to spend his time.
He could fight. Yeah, he could probably fight Chuck Norris. I don't know what he's gonna miss. Like what, 3 workouts?
Yeah.
Calm down, Tyler.
We were online the other day. He was getting upset. He's like, I've lost like 7 pounds this week. Like I would love to lose 7 pounds in a week.
What?
That sounds great. Like 7 pounds of muscle mass. Because he wants to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Still losing.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, he just wants to get in there and like start working out in front of all those girls. Is what it is. He was doing that.
Oh my goodness.
Boy, that's what I'm talking about.
So Tyler also sent another thing that said, "What do you call a soda?" It's a joke. What do you call a soda that hoards toilet paper?
It's a pun. It's a pun. Don't answer.
Dr. Prepper. Dr.
Oh
Prepper.
my gosh.
It's funny. I like it, Tyler. I enjoyed it. It's good.
Here's me. This is me leaving the chat.
No, come back, Michael. So, my brother, Austin_Dunn1211 said, "What is the worst thing you have ever eaten?"
One time I accidentally ate ate some expired milk that I found upstairs whenever my brother was like young. So I like sippy cups, you know.
Yeah,
He loved to
yikes.
just get strawberry milk and then he just forget about it and leave it. And I found some and I started to drink it, but I ended up chewing more than I was drinking.
That's disgusting. The worst thing I've ever eaten is what at VBS they do this game called I help with VBS. They do this thing called Burpee Slurpees. They take a bunch of random ingredients and put them in a blender and blend it all together, and it's disgusting. So I had drank one with
That's gross.
like they didn't know. They thought the boys made one for the girls made one for the boys, and the leader a leader was volunteered to drink it for points. And obviously, I can't let the boys down. We got to win this thing, so I drank it. But it had a granola bar, ketchup, mustard, relish, Gatorade, sardine. No, not sardines. Tuna and all, like some other kinds of stuff. It was literally anytime I smell anything like that, I literally puke or almost puke. Like it was such a traumatic experience. I can't come close to anything like that without puking anymore. Like it was so bad. It was chunky. Oh, I drank. I was the first one to finish the liquid, but there were still chunks in it. I'm like, I'm not eating the chunks. But even though I drank it all, even though I drank it all, I still didn't win somehow. It was kind of rigged. Not gonna lie, they always want the girls to win for some reason.
That is rigged.
But it was it was so nasty. It was disgusting. What about you, Michael?
I'd have to say, if I had to pick, it would be anything on the list of things my mom has ever cooked. She's not a good cook, so.
Oh, snap.
So roasted.
Boom, roasted.
Jeez,
Next question.
Next question.
Belt.
All lowercase. Braden Jones says,
I know him.
"Why do you root for the teams you like? Like sports teams. Like why do you root for? Like I root for the Razorbacks
just because you're supposed to do.
Like I root for the Razorbacks because I live in Arkansas and my dad's a big Razorbacks fan. He got me into the Razorbacks, and ever since then, they're just like my favorite team of all time, and I love the Razorbacks.
Yeah, Razorbacks and teams like that, like home states. Like, well, I mean, it's like it's my team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've grown up around. But like some teams like the Vikings, I've just watched them. I like the uniforms. I like the team. I like different players on the team. I like the atmosphere, and so I just think it's cool.
School. Yeah. I also like the Kansas City Chiefs because they drafted a Razorback player. That's why I root for them. A long time they drafted Nile Davis, former Arkansas running back, and I was like, oh, I like this team, and I started liking them from there.
So are you a Chargers fan since they have Hunter Henry?
Nope. I like Hunter Henry, but I hate the Chargers. I like the Los Angeles Angels, though, or Los Anaheim Angels, technically, because Mike Trout plays for them, and I watched him when he played for the Travelers, the Arkansas Travelers in Little Rock.
He played for the Travelers?
He did when he was coming up through the farm system.
Huh.
He played for them.
I had no idea. That's cool. That's really cool.
He came up to the major leagues because Torrey Hunter got injured. So Torrey Hunter came down to play for the Travelers as Mike Trout went up while Torrey Hunter was rehabbing. And then when Torrey Hunter got called back up, Mike Trout came back down. He played a few games and like, oh, Mike Trout's way better. We're going to pull him back up, and he's been up there since.
When was that?
Well, I don't know.
How many years ago was that?
I don't know. Yeah, I went to those games with my dad. It was pre-2012, like 2010, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I wasn't even into sports back then. I thought it was lame.
And I like the Chicago Bulls
I'm still not into sports
because they drafted Bobby Portis.
Look behind you.
And I started liking him. Yeah, Michael's senior
year
football.
I'm not into sports.
his senior year football picture. Oh man. What about you, Michael? Why do you root for the teams that you root for? Why do you like them?
The only teams I really root for would be the Packers, and I'm just like attracted to the Packers.
Attracted to Aaron Rodgers' mustache.
Aaron Rodgers, it's really just Aaron Rodgers. Dude,
Aaron Rodgers is pretty cool.
Sexiest man alive.
Got a good mustache.
All right, so our next one is from Ethan_Elkins_43. He said that he misses Taco Tuesdays, which I, for one, miss. I like Taco Tuesdays. Me and Josh and Landon went to this fire taco truck, and Isaac was with us too over there in Geyer Springs. It was really good.
That's the first place I'm going after quarantine is over.
It's so good.
I just want to say
so good.
It's it's quarantine, so it isn't. You could do tacos every day. Nothing's stopping you. There's no law.
I know.
The law
It's not
is
the
stay
same.
inside.
It's not the
I don't
same.
have anything to make tacos.
It's not
I
the
guess.
same.
Go out.
I mean, they don't expire. You just buy like a lifetime supply of tacos
Yeah,
and eat them
they-
the rest of your life.
but
I
Taco
wish I could.
Tuesdays are fun. They're good. Last Taco Tuesday I was a part of with Josh. It was actually we came to his house and ate right there where he's recording on that table. We ate there, and then afterwards we played
Oh, yeah.
Pac-Man, and I got the high score on his Pac-Man machine that is still holding to this
I
day.
still can't beat it.
I know.
It's like 20,000. Went to like level 5 first time playing it. Like,
That's because Josh is a lover, not a gamer.
I may suck at everything else, but I am decent at Pac-Man. Our last
yeah, that's true.
listener response is from Alec_Gibbs or Alec.Gibbs. Gibbs. He says, honestly, I miss the squad. Can't wait to see you guys again. And he just wanted to let us know he misses us.
Thank you.
Obviously, he's never met you
too.
guys, but he's heard your voices because he listens to the podcast. He actually was at the same
Thank
college
you.
as Michael. They both went to A-State, and Michael never met him, sadly. But Alex a good guy. He was a part of the first episode of the podcast. He helped me kind of get this thing started. So shout out to Alec Gibbs. He's a baller.
OG.
Yes, OG. And when we come back, we're going to have our fifth and final unofficial sponsor before we get to our quotes to end this thing off.
Talking about.
All right, so we are back with our fifth and final unofficial sponsor, and this one comes to you from Tyson Chicken, providing all kinds of meat you need: chicken nuggets, dinosaur chicken nuggets, chicken wings, those little
I
Anytizer
got
bites.
some of those.
It's honestly the best chicken in the world, and it's based right here in our great state of Arkansas. So y'all check them out. And when we come back, we'll finish this off with our quotes.
Talking about.
And we are back with our quote time. Time to end this bad boy off. It's been a good episode so far. So, Michael, if you want to read us your quote to kind of put the cap off or put the cap on this episode. Cap it off.
All right. My quote comes from the movie, the greatest movie of all time, which is Knives Out. And it's
Phenomenal film.
Detective Blank. He goes, the family is truly desperate. And when people get desperate, the knives come out. Which
good quote.
kind of gives them the title.
Mm-hmm. And it's Detective Blanc, not Blank.
Blanc. I keep saying Blank. I know Blanc. I know that. I know that.
All right, Josh, what you got?
Well, I feel like I took this way too serious. Mine was like an inspirational quote.
It's okay. Hey, it could be. Hey, I've done plenty of serious quotes. It's okay. You can do serious quotes.
Mine's from Coach PJ Fleck of the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Ooh.
I heard this on Pat McAfee show. Actually, they were talking to him about coronavirus and all that, and he said that taking out
coronavirus,
condensed, he said that in the world we don't have problems, we only have situations. And so when life's getting you down, and you can apply this to other stuff, really think there's just a situation, and it'll be over eventually. And you got to figure out somehow to get out of it, and know that it's not going to stick around forever. So.
This is true. This is very true. It's a good quote. PJ Fleck's a good man. My quotes come from this fictional character known as Ron Swanson on the show we were talking about earlier, Parks and Recreation. I actually have about 5, but I think they all kind of go together. It's just the personality of Ron Swanson. He's such a good character. He's so funny. I'll start off by reading them. The one thing he says is, there's only one thing I hate more than lying, and that's skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk. He says, the less I know about other people's affairs, the happier I am. I'm not interested in caring about people. I once worked for a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes. He's just so funny. He goes, dear frozen yogurt, you are the celery of desserts. Be ice cream or be nothing. Oh, man. He says, fishing relaxes me. It's like yoga, except I still get to kill something.
That's a good one.
And then this quote, this last one I pulled from him, it's kind of like a Chuck Norris type thing. He goes, when I eat, it's the food that is scared.
I like
man. But those kind of encapsulate the personality of Ron Swanson. He's a funny guy, funny character. Highly recommend the show.
Good show.
But thank you guys for listening and tuning into this week's episode of The One About. If you're watching it, thank you. Subscribe to our page, like this post, share it, comment, all kinds of stuff. We'll do a few more of these, especially when we're in quarantine. Can do this over Zoom like it is. But thank you guys for tuning in. We have people from not only from Arkansas, but from all around the world to listen to this podcast. Australia, not Thailand. Sorry if I offended you, Thailand. The people from the UK, all kinds of places listen to this podcast. It's bizarre to me. It's crazy.
Or something.
If you're from if you're not from Arkansas, email us and let us know what everything's like going on in your state. At the One About Podcast 99@gmail.com. That's our email. It'll be in the description below. But anyways, thank you guys. Shout out to you guys. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for listening. I hope this podcast made your day 1% better than whenever you started. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of The One About. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review. 5 stars preferably, but whatever you feel like we deserved, leave us a review. That would be greatly appreciated. Every single one of you is awesome. Make sure you share this podcast around town to anyone and everyone. If it made your day 1% better, maybe it'll make someone else's day 1% better. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at The One About Podcast. Send us a DM. We want to hear from you. Thank you guys again for all you do. Y'all are so, so awesome. Bye, guys. Oh, and gals. I don't know who's listening, so yeah, bye, guys and gals.